And if you were to say that you're only attracted to people with vaginas or people with penises, it really feels like you're reducing people just to their genitals. You're kind of objectifying them, but you're thinking of them more as genitals than objects, so I guess you're kind of genitalifying them? Anyway, my point is, we have implicit biases that we were raised with or that we developed over time, and they can be hard to get rid of. And I think this can be especially prominent within the queer community.
Yeah, it's called being gay. That's not an implicit bias you should try to get rid of. Am I listening to like the Christian Broadcasting Network?
This is literally conversion therapy.
Hey guys, we're back with another Normal Gays React video where we take on LGBT insanity from the perspective of gay guys who haven't quite lost our minds just yet. I'm Brad Polumbo, here with Clarkson Lawson. Clarkson, it's been a while, so we're gonna re-enter the genital preferences are discriminatory debate with a throwback video from a YouTuber who actually I don't think makes content anymore, but used to be big. But I saw this clip recirculating on Twitter and it was too good to pass up.
Would you date a trans person, honestly? Think about it for a second. Okay, got your answer? Well, if you said no, I'm sorry, but that's pretty discriminatory. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you're a horrible person who hates trans people. There was probably a time in my life when I said I wouldn't date a trans person. But since then, I've thought critically about it and changed my mind.
What?
You know what? I think critically too. I'm going to start dating 2s and 3s just because I thought critically about it and my attraction has now changed.
Well, you know, I thought critically about it, and I think I'm gonna just date women then, since that's apparently how sexual attraction works.
So much smarter, actually, because then I don't have to, you know, do the whole surrogacy thing. So yeah, for sure. I'm actually straight now. We should cancel the podcast.
Yeah, no, just normal straight. It is funny to me though, because it's like dating preferences are discriminatory. Yeah, that's the point. I discriminate against women categorically. Because I'm gay, I discriminate against fats, against uggos, against brokes. Like, no, if you're not discriminating in who you're dating, you have a problem. What?
Yeah, I mean, my standards are pretty much in hell, so my
maybe you need to be discriminating more.
No, my discriminatory practices, I feel like they're probably less than yours because I don't really hold myself to high esteem.
I'm not I've been off the market for a very long time, but...
Oh, yeah, I don't think people know that. Brad has...
People do.
They do? Oh, okay. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, you're supposed to discriminate. The act of choosing a partner involves a level of discrimination that has to be there. So I'm sorry that people aren't choosing you, but I don't know if you can like intellectualize your way out of that one.
I found it interesting that this trans person also was like, and there was a time I wouldn't have dated a trans person. I'm like, oh, okay.
And I bet you that... Actually, I don't know. I was going to say, I bet you that person doesn't even date trans people now, but that's usually the case.
Don't know. But I do, I would not date a trans person because there's really no way that it works. If it's a trans man, then they're masculine appearing on the surface, but a biological female, and I'm not interested in that. And if they're a trans woman, then they're technically biologically male, but they're going to present so feminine and female appearing that I wouldn't be attracted to them. So there is basically no way I would do that. And I don't think that's discriminatory. I think that just makes sense.
Yeah, I think the conundrum here is like, I don't know. I've been feeling a little bisexual recently. I'm going to do a video about it. There's 4 girls that I would date. Bonnie Blue, Brenda Song, Sydney Sweeney, and then there's one other. I forgot the other one.
See Bonnie Blue? Like the one that gets 1,000 hot dogs in the oven at once?
Yes. Anyways, but the problem is like, I don't want to mix. If I'm going to go with a woman, it's got to be a woman, you know? So I don't know. I don't know if I would do it or not.
Well, I'm still not over the Bonnie Blue thing, but we're going to keep it moving and listen to the next part of this video.
I think the main concern that people have in regards to dating a trans person is that they won't have the genitals that they expect. Because we associate penises with men and vaginas with women, some people think they could never date a trans man with a vagina or a trans woman with a penis. But I think that people are more than their genitals. I think that you could feel attraction to someone without knowing what's between their legs. And if you were to say that you're only attracted to people with vaginas or or people with penises, it really feels like you're reducing people just to their genitals. You're kind of objectifying them, but you're thinking of them more as genitals than objects, so I guess you're kind of genitalifying them? Anyway, my point is, we have implicit biases that we were raised with or that we developed over time, and they can be hard to get rid of. And I think this can be especially prominent within the queer community.
Yeah, it's called being gay. That's not an implicit bias you should try to get rid of. Am I listening to like the Christian Broadcasting Network?
This is literally conversion therapy. It is conversion therapy. Like, what? I do agree that you could be attracted to a trans person and then not have the genitals that you prefer. The only problem is they don't have the
attraction
genitals.
will probably go away.
Right. Like, I don't know.
I agree. I have seen the occasional transgender guy who I'm like, oh, he's cute. And then I find out that he's transgender. And I would no longer, I mean, again, I'm not dating or anything now, but like, I would no longer be interested in anything further with that person. And it's really no shade to them. It's just being a strict homosexual. Like, and that's fine. That's allowed. I've never understood this desire to police other people's sexualities or who they're attracted to. And the other thing is, I've known a lot of attractive trans people over the years, not a lot, but a number, and they don't really have a shortage of people in their DMs. Like, they don't need to be scolding people like, why don't you find me hot? Yeah. They have plenty of suitors, and this always gives like, why doesn't anyone want to date me projection energy?
Well, it gives I don't pass, and I'm mad about it. And I think that's what it is, truly, because you want people to be attracted to androgyny. I think there is a huge market of they're not straight, they're bisexual men who like trans women and can get over the fact they just don't look at it. But
some of them are into that.
Or they're into it, right? But like, if you don't look like it, they're not going to go after you. So then, in order to cope, you just intellectualize sexual attraction and try to convince people that it doesn't matter, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, a lot of it comes back to biology denial, and I really do object to that. The extent to which biology denial is like just the default position of a lot of trans activism and LGBT Inc. It's not a convincing way to make an argument or present a community, but let's watch the final bit of this video.
But you can unlearn your own prejudices. It just takes time and conscious effort. And the way that we talk about potentially dating trans people has a lot in common with the way we discuss other preferences. Saying that you're not attracted to fat people isn't innate. It's informed by a society that tells you that being thin is ideal. Everything in the media you consume is bombarding you with messages that skinny is beautiful and fat is ugly. And even the nicest of people absorb these messages to some degree. But again, if you find someone attractive and really enjoy spending time with them, there's no reason why their weight should be a factor. Especially since we know that the relationship between weight and health is extremely complex, and you really can't make any moral judgments on a person based on their weight.
It's not that complex. It's a little complex, but it's actually pretty freaking straightforward. Being obese is bad for your health. Again, with the science denial.
I didn't expect this video to get even more woke, but they started going into like fat. First of all, it is not conditioning that makes being fat.
It's evolution.
Why would you want to be attracted to overweight people if you're not? I just don't. It's not like, I don't know, being overweight's bad for you. So
obviously, evolutionarily, humans are attracted to fitness of the species, right? And like, of course, people who are overweight are, important and have value and have dignity. But of course, that is going to be an unattractive attribute when it corresponds to worse health and lower lifespan and actually issues with fertility in some cases. Like, it makes perfect sense that wouldn't be something people find sexually attractive, because sex, the development of it is about reproduction at least.
Right.
And it just makes sense.
But also, that's why
conditioned.
Yeah, that's why back in the day when everybody was starving and the rich, being fat was attractive because they were starving. It's a survival mechanism. It's not this like big master plan to make everybody who's fat feel bad. No, it's just simple. It's simple survival. I don't know. We're animals at the end of the day.
Yeah, some of us more so than others.
Yeah.
But I'll just say this. I found this video funny as kind of a blast from the past, because people will be like, You know, that woke stuff, that was just a few people on Twitter that y'all got mad about or whatever. And they really do forget how pervasive and just how insane this shit was, especially with the Wi-Fi password people.
Yeah. And I mean, it's still pretty bad, but at least we can call it out now without getting their armies like swarming us and doxing us. So,
Yeah, we get only a little bit of that now, but a lot of people are turning the page, especially gay men. A lot of them are fed up with the shit, and I'm sure you do too, get so many DMs from people who fall somewhere in the LGBT category and who are sick of the prevailing narrative and the ideology and all of it, and they find our voices refreshing. Unfortunately, a lot of them are still kind of afraid to speak out themselves, but maybe that will change with time as well.
I hope so. I mean, I just feel like buying into all the ideas that we oppose just makes you a very miserable person. And at some point, they just get over it and they walk away from it. So
that's one Trump quote I agree with. Everything woke turns to shit.
It does. It really does.
All right, guys. Well, let us know what you think. Are you a big believer that genital preferences are transphobic? Let us know in the comments. Make sure to subscribe if you aren't yet. Remember to check out Clarkson's channel, linked in the description. And we'll be back with more normal gays content real soon.